To Europe, and the Kremlin said a highly anticipated phone call between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump will take place between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock GMT on Tuesday afternoon, and that the pair will discuss Ukraine and the normalization of US-Russian ties. US President Donald Trump visited the Kennedy Center in Washington, where, while talking to journalists, he did a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Additionally, the US that many elements have been agreed with Vladimir Putin. Trump posted on Truth Social that much still needs to be told reporters that he hopes to end peace agreement. Let's listen in to what he said.
We're going to have a very important call. You know, we've had calls, but we're getting down to a very critical stage, and we want to get the whole Russia-Ukraine thing done. I know they want it. Everybody wants it. It's tremendous death. The bloodshed is unbelievable, like few people.
Meanwhile, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said Trump is determined to secure a deal. She inferred that the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plants may, the plant controlled by Russia since 2020, concern. Let's listen in to what she had to say.
There's a power plant that is on the border of Russia in discussion with the Ukrainians, and he will address it in his call with Putin tomorrow.
Trump has hinted that land and power plants could be discussed. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov has refused to. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy and President Vladimir Putin the war in Ukraine. He said that Putin is ignoring US efforts for a ceasefire. Let's hear what Zelenskyy had to say on the matter.
Дуже важливо, що завтра вже тиждень, як на столі пропозиція Америки щодо тиші у небі, на морі та на фронті. Цю пропозицію вже давно можна було позовувати. Кожен день в умовах війни – це життя людей. Зараз вже майже тиждень, як абсолютно всім у світі, хто вже 3 роки не хотів визнавати очевидне, що саме Путін і затягує цю війну. Саме Путін вже тиждень не здатний вичавити із себе так на пропозицію.
Both sides continue to trade blame at each other for blocking the peace deal. The build-up of Russian forces intends to keep ignoring diplomacy, the Ukrainian leader wrote on social media. It is clear that Russia is prolonging the war. We are ready to provide our partners with all the real information on the situation at the front, in the Kursk region and along our border, said Zelenskyy. He made those comments in his nightly video address after his phone call with French President Emmanuel Macron to coordinate their position ahead of a planned conversation between Donald Trump and Putin. A US federal judge has demanded answers from the Trump after deportations of Venezuelans continued despite a court order blocking them. Judge James Boasberg gave the administration a Tuesday deadline to explain why flights carrying deported Venezuelans went ahead. The Trump administration justified the deportations under the Alien 1798, sending 261 people to El Salvador. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has condemned the treaty, calling it a human rights violation and vowing to ask the UN for protection. Let's listen in to what the Venezuelan president said.
Yo estoy firmando hoy un conjunto de comunicaciones para el secretario general de Naciones Unidas, para el alto comisionado de Derechos Humanos, Volker Truth, para todos los presidentes de América Latina y el Caribe y para distintos organismos de derechos humanos, para la Organización para la ACNUR, para que los mecanismos de derechos humanos, la protección de...
Well, the White House has defended the actions, insisting they were within the law. This standoff over presidential power versus judicial rulings. Let's listen in to what White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said.
And as you saw this past weekend, the president used his authority in the Enemies Act to terrorist. Tren de Aragua is now a desperate terrorist, and as I 200 Tren de Aragua members who were sent to El Salvador, countless lives will be saved because of this action. This administration acted within the confines of the law, again, within the president's constitutional authority and under the authority granted to him under the Alien Enemies Act. We are quite confident in that, and we are wholly confident that we are going to win this case in court.